All right, and welcome back for week 6, where we're looking at stress and trauma disorders. Great job on your discussions last week. Super interesting. I love seeing you comment on your classmates, so keep up the great work. Remember, this week your second exam is due, and that will cover chapters 4, 5, and this week's chapter 6. So let's dive in a little bit to stress and trauma. It's a really great book I've been reading with my elementary students this week called Hey Warrior. You can look it up on YouTube and someone will read it to you. And so you don't even have to buy the book, but it really talks about how the amygdala responds to stress and what that does for us in a positive way and how anxiety can come from that when it misperceives a threat. I like to think of it as like a smoke alarm. It doesn't know if it's a big fire or just burnt toast. It's just going to react to protect you. And so our brain can do that sometimes, and that is where we get some of these anxiety disorders. So talking about stress and just what happens in our brain, what happens in our hypothalamus, and how it just starts working our sympathetic nervous system. In this chapter, you'll also learn about post-traumatic stress disorders. Um, so looking at acute stress and post-traumatic, and really just our arousal to anxiety from those events, whether it's re-experiencing through a flashback or a nightmare or just something that triggers that response. This chapter goes a little bit into dissociative disorders, so really a change in memory and identity, and we don't often see a clear physical factor. Most of the time this happens due to some traumatic event and the response to it. There is a lot of film that has been done about many of the topics in this chapter. Some do a great job, some do a terrible job. So think about some films you've watched that maybe have shown that any other film that just looks at an anxiety disorder or a traumatic response disorder. So as you head into the week, I know you'll do wonderful on your exams. Keep up the great work. You are cruising through the semester. Next week, your paper topics are due. So start thinking about what disorder you want to write about. And I will see you next time.